Baby step 3. Put 3 to 6 months of expenses into the savings as a full emergency fund. Now, as we're go ahead and then we're going to wrap up the damage control phase, what we're going to do is going to give one last push after, since everything has been paid off, we're going to put into a full emergency fund. So you remember that $1,000 starter emergency fund that we did? What we're going to do is we're going to add on top of that. So how do you determine 3 to 6 months worth of expenses? Okay, so it's actually very simple actually. So say you got your rent, and then you got your car payments, and then you got your bills, you got your groceries, your subscriptions. Let's compile all those things that you know of together, everything that you're paying for together, and then we're going to multiply that by 3, which is 3 months, or 6, which is 6 months. I multiplied by 6. So since I don't have rent and all I have is the car payments, well, let's just go ahead and do the math for, let's say if you're still you're still paying it off, and then you're doing this right here. So you take, for me, I've done my car payment, which was $579, and then we did all my bills in average in an average amount because you can't predict the actual amount. Let's just say averagely, let's say, or maybe just above average, and your subscriptions. Put all that together and multiply that by 6. My amount would round up to about $15,000. For some folks, this could be $20,000, but this is depending on what you have. So take your rent, how much you pay for rent, okay? That gets multiplied by 6. How much your bills cost, you multiply that by 6. How much your groceries cost that you pay in the month, you multiply that by 6. Your subscriptions, obviously, multiply that by 6. Stuff like that. And then you add all that together. Put all that together, multiply that by 6, and then you have your 6 months worth of expenses right there. So, what is the purpose of this emergency fund? Well, for a lot of different reasons, honestly. And this emergency fund is actually going to save your tail for when you get yourself prepared. All right. So the emergency fund is for not. It's not a go out to. Like I said, it's not go out to eat. It says not go out drinking. This is not go for birthday parties. This is not go for getting an Xbox. This is not going for getting a brand new TV or something like that. It's an emergency fund. This goes for if your car breaks down, or if you got to pay a late bill, if you somehow forget about it, which honestly, if you get yourself set, I don't see you doing that. Or let's say you have a tree fall over on your roof and you have to call somebody to repair it. It turns from a grief to an inconvenience, honestly. And having an emergency fund, I feel like everybody should have. And this is something that's very important because once you have an emergency fund, you're basically future proofing yourself. Like, sure, you will have to refill it if need when needing to, which I honestly feel like you should. The emergency fund is just something that you can fall onto if something bad happens. Or okay, let's say even if I gotta replace my door, which is actually already falling apart already. That's been long overdue already, but I've been holding off. You have the money to replace that. The emergency fund is there. This is the point where, and this can be used. And let's also say if you got unemployed and you're looking for a new job because you either got fired or you decided to quit for some reason, you have something to lean off of until you can get yourself set up. All right, the emergency fund is there for the last resort. The emergency fund is a lifesaver, and that's the baby step 3. The next one is baby step 4. Before we go on to this last one, all right, there is one more step, and this is for folks that doesn't have a home. Okay, and this is baby step 3B. What they call baby step 3B is if you don't have a house, save for a down payment of 20%. Now, the 20% part is very important because the 20% would actually get you the 20% into a 15-year fixed rate would actually get you out of the HOA fees, and that's something you definitely don't want to be with. Okay, so I don't have much to give you on as far as baby step 3B, but let's just say if you want to build a house or something. All right, so so there are the steps that I have for you. Which is one, buy the land. Depending on location and size and restrictions, can vary the cost. My land purchase, for example, is $35,000 in Anniston for 3.8 acres. Number two, call some pulpwood cut. Oh, I mean, well, this is just my steps anyway. But however, it's not something that you got to go through exactly. Pulpwood cutters cut down for any higher landscapes. Uh, to the property to not only remove the stumps, but also dig and flatten the dirt in the area, so that way you have some land to work with. Acquire the loan for the house, and this is what you're gonna need to acquire the loan from the house. Okay, and this is gonna be something for anybody, honestly. So one, this is gonna be for anybody that wants to build a house. All right. So as far as like buying a house, I'm sure some of the steps are similar. But however, I mean, there's plenty of videos on YouTube to talk about this. But yeah, follow Dave Ramsey. He would also help you out, giving you the information needed. But yeah, here's what you'll need to get a house built. Okay, you need to have a credit score of 680. You need a debt to income ratio to be very low. If you completed baby step 2, then really you should have no problem with this at all. Which besides, this is after baby step 2, so really I don't see any problem with this if you're doing fine there. Proof of income to cover the loan, as in where you work at and how much you make. That's proof of income. A down payment of at least 20% or higher. Again, that's also to get you out of the HOA fees, especially if you sign for a 15-year fixed rate. Proof of land ownership, such as a property deed, a licensed and insured builder with a strong record of success. That's also going to be the main key. Construction plans, such as drawings, blueprints, specifications, anything to show the picture of give an idea of what you're building and what the loan is going to be going to. And a written budget for the project, including land, materials, labor, and other related expenses to the project. So that's what's going to sum up the deal, the steps to get a house built. Now, I will leave a link in the description again for the documents, this document right here, to tell you everything. So this will go through all the steps. This is going to go through extra facts, verses. It's going to give you extra details for 3B. It's going to give you steps for baby step 4. Everything I know. This is going to be myths and facts and facts and tips. So this is actually going to help you out a lot to get you a better understanding on things. So yeah, next one's going to be baby step 4. Once again, we'll go through the document together. If you feel like downloading the document anyway, and then we're going to discuss the retirement setting on baby step 4, because baby step 4 is going to be a little bit more complicated to go over, and even I don't have a full thing about it as far as like where's the best place to do it. But however, I do know the best methods to go by when you do know where to go to when you start your retirement. So yeah, we're out of the damage control phase, which is baby steps 1 through 3, and now tomorrow we're going to go on baby step 4. Put your hands up!